Hi everyone, this is Rene, welcoming you back to this channel. This is Tango Brillante DC channel, and here we are once again, as every week, trying to design some exercises, making sure that you are practicing at home and having a lot of fun, which is, what we have to do with Tango. Tango always brings a lot of interesting things to our lives. And right now that we cannot be in a milonga, or we cannot take lessons, we cannot get in contact with physically with in contact with the people that we love and we usually play with, we're going to try to do these very nice and simple exercises at home. Today, what we are going to do is something extremely simple. We're going to try to put together the last 4 exercises that we have been doing. So if you have any doubt about what we're doing in this lesson, you can go back just 4 chapters before, 4 lessons before in our channel, and you're going to have all that information, all the information that you require. So in the first part, as usual, I'm going to be taking care of the leader's role. And I'm going to try to do it all the time with the sticks so you can see what is happening, because at some point the transition of the step is very a little bit difficult to understand. So we're going to start with this very interesting idea that we have to move back and forward. I'm sorry, that would be the opposite. We're going to be moving from forward and back in a constant, like up and down the hill. I want to move, but I want to keep my space, of course, because the sequence of the line of dance is moving counterclockwise. I'm not going to stay in the same spot. I'm going to keep going, although I'm going forward and then back. See, here I don't have any more space to keep going backwards, but more space is going to form in front of me. So I want you to understand that clearly, that it's not that you have to stay in just one spot. I'm going to use just this spot because that's the only space we have during the lesson. But I want to encourage you to move around, okay? So we're going to start by doing this exercise, going first to a crossing. I go to the crossing, 2, 3, 4, 5. After this, I'm going to slowly take her to a forward ocho, and from here, I make her walk 1, 2. In the next one, I accelerate her. Bam, bam, bam. She's doing 3 steps, I'm doing only 2. Right? That's how we learned how to do that part. Let's try to do it again. Side, I lead her into the cross very quickly, and then I go bam, 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 bam. She's doing a very nice syncopation there. I have to take her. She's doing a very nice syncopation there. I'm taking her, so I have to move her feet. I'm going to do it on the other side so you can see what is happening on this side. I lead her to the cross in slow motion. I'm walking 1, 2, and here I lead with my torso and I'm accelerating her. 1, 2, 3. See how like she's going back with her right leg, and I'm moving her with my torso. 1, 2, 3. While I'm just doing 2 steps, she's doing 3, right? Now, after this, we're going to turn again, because I always want, as a leader, I always want you to take this direction. My right side needs to be close to the curtains, to the tables, to the wall. So I go. And after this, all I'm going to do is forward ocho. I can make a side step that is going to be a little bit more comfortable for my dance partner. But see how I'm coming back here? I went a little bit too far to the center of the room. But then I recover here. See how I went forward, I came back, and with this little thing, with the syncopations, with the enrosques, I'm going either back or forward. Now, if you're curious, as I am, if you really are noticing, how can I know to go back? How can I, because I cannot be turning around, right? But how do we know that we have a space behind us? In the moment that, look again, I'm going to do the full exercise again. Here I know because I just walked, that I just used that space, so I know that that space is available. Here, as I turn around, I can see what is happening in this part, right? And then let's say I only have 2 steps, and then I keep going forward. The important thing is how I'm going to transition in the next step. So after I do that, see how I'm going to invite her to make a forward step. Now, we're going to make a little pause here. I want you to understand that whenever you make a transition, do it extremely slow. Like, invite her, because the transition is when you are actually using all your knowledge and all your communication towards your partner. If you don't communicate in the right way, if you just try to do it very quick, she's going to trip, and it's not going to feel okay for her to trip or to feel rushed, okay? So make sure that when you're doing any kind of transition from one step that you already know, you have practiced, but you're not really familiar with the transition, use the transition like in slow motion, as I'm doing here. So I'm bringing her left foot forward, and from here I'm going to do the change of direction that we learned a couple lessons before. I can do cross here, whatever, but once again, she was in a cross here. Oh, I'm sorry. We were doing this syncopation, and at some point I decided to bring her left foot forward as I collect my feet. I'm bringing that foot forward using my torso only. When she's ready to walk, I walk with her. 1. I invite her to walk with my upper body, but I collect. While she's collected, I am in the middle of my pivot, and then we walk 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever we want, okay? So let's review what I'm doing up until that point. I take to the crossing. From the crossing, I'm going to make her do 5 steps. I'm only going to be doing 3 or 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She made 5. I'm going to make a side step. This is my connection. And then sacada and enrosques. After this one, see, I do the enrosque. While I'm placing my feet together, I'm inviting her with my torso. I walk with her the first step with my right foot. Pivot while she's doing a side step. 3, 4, 5. But we're not just going to do 3, 4, 5 all the time. If I want to give fluidity to my dance, to my dancing, I'm going to try to avoid doing cross or try to do basic steps all the time. It's exciting for me and for my dance partner as well if I add more interesting things rather than just doing 6, 7, 8, because the 6, 7, 8 is kind of like mechanical. So if I don't want to do that, right after from the third, we're going to do the exercise that we did last week. See? Let me do it again. So she walks with her left, I walk with my right. Here, I just pivot, sending her, right? Now, in this step, she's not ready to do anything. So we're going to walk 2 steps. 1, 2. And from here, I'm going to do the rebounds. And then she passes over my foot. And I can keep going forward. I can make a side step. That is, I'm leaving that to you because it depends on how you're dancing, how much space do you have. If you have space to go here. If not, you're going to have to go in front of you. But see what is going to happen after this. So you can tell that it's, I'm making it, it looks long, but it's not. Now, I'm going to do, without using any words, I'm going to try to do everything that, there are 4 exercises here. And I'm going to go very slow. I have not yet seen how many, how long, like in time, is that going. But probably I can, if I manage to do this whole exercise, I bet I can do that in probably, a tango lasts for 3 minutes. Probably I can do in the first quarter of the tango just using this exercise, which is, you have seen, it's very, very simple. Once again, it's not simple because I'm just saying it is simple, because I want to show you how simple it is. It looks complicated when you don't know what you're doing, when you have to learn the whole sequence all at once. But you have learned how to do this in slices. So all what we're putting now is those slices together in order to actually make you go a little bit further. Now I'm not going to use the sticks, but I'm going to show you a little bit of the connection that my body is going to be making with the music. We're using still the music of Pedro Laurenz. Pedro Laurenz, like I said last week, had this very nice combination in between fast, slow, very elegant, but playful at the same time. Don't get me wrong, Pedro Laurenz also has very energetic tangos, like they are more Darienzo, they are more Biagi. But in these ones that we're working with today, everything is very elegant. It has a very nice rhythm to it. It has everything that we require. So I'm going to be doing the exercise all by myself and trying to do certain syncopations at the same time. Probably if you compare what I did in the first part of the lesson and now, I'm going to be changing things, but that's because I'm listening to the music. Not dramatical things, probably you're going to see the change in the transitions, okay? So pay attention to that. And not only you can see this 100 times in this video, but also I want you to practice the 100 times. Watch the video until you understand the movement, but keep doing it all by yourself at home and master it. Remember how to do it, and also remember all the possibilities that you have, okay? So here we go. I'm not going to say anything. I just want you to look what is happening. I'm going to wait until the next song, so I'm frozen here. Because the music, of course, you have noticed that I did something different, but I did it because the music was inviting to do something like that. And that is very, very easy to do. I'm going to explain you so it doesn't get floating in the air. What I did is I was walking and I did that change of direction that we saw last week. But instead of keep going on this side, I make her dance. See? I'm leading just with my torso. I put her feet together, I'm kind of lifting. I do that U part, but then I make her go forward, and I'm going to repeat that. And then I continue dancing wherever I want. But whenever we do this exercise with the music, we must work first by ourselves. If I cannot move my own body with the music, it's going to be very, very hard for me to do that with my lead, because you need to know how and when the lady has to move her body correctly in every part of the movement. I mean, in every part of the music. If you want to accelerate, how you're going to accelerate her movement. So once again, my lead, the way that I did it, I was being very clear on how to lead with my torso. Sometimes I'm leading together with my feet, my whole body is leading. But again, it's a combination of everything. All your energy has to be connected with your body. Now, I want to go one little more time doing this, and I'm going to make little pauses, and I'm going to explain what is happening, okay? In the first part, like we have been practicing, I take her to the crossing. 2. Here I have to prepare. I'm leading her into a forward ocho with her right foot, but I have to prepare that feeling that 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So, and I'm going to be focused on what she's doing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. After this, I make sure, do I have a space here? If not, I'm going to keep going in the same line. And I do a sacada. Syncopation. I put my feet together while her leg is traveling to that spot on the ground. I walk with her, pam, pam, pam. I have easily my first enrosque. After that, pa, 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 and I come back. Da, da, da. That was like to check how much space I have there. While I am bringing her forward, I'm looking a little bit what is happening there. Do I have a space? Probably I do. So I'm going to try to go 1, I step with her. The other one, I lead with my torso. I put my feet together and immediately I'm walking with her. I could do the change of direction immediately here, but that is a little bit too much for her. That's the reason why I'm always asking you to take your time. So I'm going to take my time. I don't do it right there. I'm going to walk. After this, I'm going to take 2 steps. 1, 2, and I'm going to do the rebounds. I go backwards. I invite her to go over that foot. I walk with her slowly. Imagine that you're like dancing. You can make 2 steps as well here, and then make her go around you. Go this way. I would like you all the time. You could go all. There's a lot of possibilities here, but I would like you to try to go backwards and then turn around. And then finish in 6, 7, and 8. Okay? Like I insist, if I would be the student here, I would think that is a lot. But if the more you practice, you're going to realize how not complicated is this. The only thing is that you have to remember how to lead. It is very interesting in order to make sure that you have the feeling that you're not just doing this with your legs or with your feet. It's very helpful to have a pillow with you. If you embrace the pillow, I'm going to do a little bit faster, but see, if I don't have the pillow here, I don't have the feeling. So I want you to have the pillow so you know that you have to move your torso. Okay, so here I have to move my torso, so her right foot comes with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how like in that 3, 4, 5, my torso is doing that movement, but my feet are not. That is a disassociation. I invite her to come forward, side, sakala. 1, 2, 3. Her leg is flying. Her body is with me, but her leg is behind her. I am feeling her leg going down, and I catch her. And every time I'm going, I go here, and then I invite her to come with me. I cannot, this is wrong. I cannot do this all the time. That's the reason why I'm asking you to have the pillow. Okay? When I am done with this part of the exercise, I'm going to make sure that she is stepping on her right foot, and I put my feet together. I lead her to bring that left foot forward, and I'm going to walk with her. 1, and here it's very important to lead her with my torso. Then we do 1, 2, 3. We do the rebounds. This is practice. If you know how to do the rebound correctly, you have to do only 1. Bam, bam, bam. And here, be careful. Invite her, slow. And here, see, you can hold it forever here, depending on what the music is telling you. And then you keep going. You can go a little bit 2, 4 steps, and then you are leading her. See how I'm leading her with my torso. It's like I'm drawing the one extreme of a rectangle. I get to the angle, I move to the other angle, and I draw the other side of that rectangle. When I'm going here, I'm going up, side, down, up, side, down. Right after this one, on my left side, once again, my torso is leading her to go. And from here, I'm going to turn around. 1, 2, 3. And I finish the exercise. It's not the larger your pillow, the size, it's not very important for this exercise, the size of the pillow that you're practicing. But if you have a large pillow, it's going to give you more to think. You're not going to be able to look at your feet. I want you to try to imagine everything, all the movement that is happening. So, although, like I said earlier, although the size of the pillow is not important, try to use the pillow of your bed. Boom, boom. And that is going to give you more work in your upper body. Now, when you practice with a pillow, try to remain with your head, your chest, and your shoulders all together. Look at the way I'm moving. You cannot move like this. See, here I'm moving my head, but I'm not moving actually my chest. Your chest needs to be going places, okay? And when I am showing you the exercise, I also include the movement of my arms, because, you know, when you do the movement with your arms, actually you recognize how your lats are moving. When you move your torso, you're pulling from your lats, and your lats are keeping that very nice posture in your back. So even when you're holding the pillow, don't put the pillow here and don't engage your muscles. See here, right now my muscles in my back are not engaged, but the moment that I lift my arms and I lower my shoulders, I can feel my lats. So try to imagine that you have to press with your elbows. Hold the pillow with your elbows rather than with your hands, and that is going to give you the perfect connection. Your back should be all the time nice and engaged. From the back of your head to your heels, our back is the part in our body that is like making everything look elegant. Okay, don't ever forget that. And it's not something that it's unachievable. You don't have to be an athlete to be able to do this. All you have to do is just engage those muscles. Okay, now let's see what the ladies have to do. Well, and you know, I know that I sound very repetitive here when I speak to the ladies, because basically what I'm asking you to do is to be patient and let the movement happen. You need to know what you have to do, but when it is happening, don't rush the movement. How we avoid doing that? By connecting with the music. I know that probably at this point, if I would be with you, if I would have the chance to be right there with you, and I would put all of the people that are watching this video, I'm positive that probably more women already have it figured out what they have to do perfectly. And probably you already know what the leaders have to do. But I want you to try not to do just the movement, just the exercise, but try to connect it with the music. And at the same time, play with the leader. Connect with the leader through that movement. Sometimes your movement is going to be slower than, I'm going to rephrase that. I want your movement to be slower than the leader is expecting. That is a way of telling him, I'm here. So, you know, we're doing this together. If you just jump to the steps and you concentrate only on what your feet are doing, then everything is going to feel rushed. And the leader, because he's not feeling your body, he's not feeling your presence in front of you, or in front of him, I mean, he's going to think, I mean, if there's no obstacle and I am keeping the speed, whatever I do, I feel like that's the way to do it. And that's what is making the follower happy. The idea is that we both are understanding what's going on, okay? So, taking that in consideration, I'm not going to use the sticks, so I don't want you to, I mean, later on I'm going to do it with the sticks, so you have an idea, but concentrate in the movements that I'm going to be doing and how I'm going to try to do with the music. The music is the same playlist that I used last week. Anyways, I'm going to put the link in the lesson today. If you play this music at home, you're going to realize how it has sometimes very nice fast notes and sometimes very, very slow and elegant. Whatever they are, there is something that you can do. So, see, I don't have it, I didn't plan what song is coming. This is more Darien, so this is fast, right? I didn't plan to do that, but see how it's going to be. The first part, I don't have to explain to you anything new. You're going to just do elongation up until you get to the crossing. See, after this crossing, usually what is in your head already is probably going 6, 7, 8 and finish. But here, the leader is going to start by moving his torso because he needs your right foot to go on his side. So, if I do it just like this, it doesn't have any feeling. So if I'm dancing, See, in that moment, if I respect moving first, following with my torso, I'm moving, I know the direction, and only after that I disconnect my leg. And I don't disconnect my leg breaking that line. By the contrary, I elongate my ankle and I drag everything, I'm moving my center first, and my leg is coming as a consequence of that pulling with my center. Before I walk, I cannot walk from here, right? So I lift my hip and I walk. I don't know what is going to happen, but the leader is going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. If you replay that part of the video, you're going to realize that I'm doing the quick, quick with my core. I'm not doing this. Quick, quick, slow. Another fast one. Good. We're in the same mood. I'm here. I lift my hip from I'm using my obliques in order to collect. And from here, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how my torso was most of the time in front of the leader, and I use my core to rotate my hips. After this, forward ocho. Look how I'm moving my leg. After this forward ocho, I'm not going to put my feet together. I glide. I'm going to swing that leg. Then the sacada is going to come. I know what is going to happen, but I'm going to pretend that I don't know. And whoa, see how like when that happens, even with this music, see, I would be doing this. It takes time for that leg to do the sacada and arrive. For now, think 2 beats. See? Pa, 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 da, da, da. It's not pa, pa. If I do beat by beat, this would be like this. Too fast. Try to move a little bit more in a elongated way. Boom, 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 boom. Now here you're going to feel, once again, the leader moving you right here. If I think of my feet and I try to move my feet first, the moment that I feel this and I try to move my foot is going a lot ahead of me. So I'm not going to understand what the leader means. If I wait, see how like my torso arrives first and then I drag my foot when I can't hold it any longer. And I know exactly where the leader is going to place my foot. If I wait, if I don't, if I'm feeling and I use just my memory, my head, I'm going to try to make a step, because most of the time we don't walk behind our foot. Most of the time we walk like this in a straight line, right? So if you wait, especially in this part, if you wait a little bit, you're going to realize, oh, the leader is going this way. And of course, we have seen in the lesson when we were just doing this exercise, how you have to generate space for your leg in order to that not to feel like this. If I'm tense, that's how I'm going to look. I have to feel my body moving like it actually does have joints. Okay? After, probably he's going to go a little bit of steps back, and then he's going to come back. He might do syncopations. In the syncopations, you can always add a little bit of color, moving your hips, moving your feet. Look what I'm going to do. This is just an example. You don't have to do it exactly, but I'm giving you alternatives. Depending on how fast the leader is going, you can add certain things there. We arrived to the last one. You're going to feel how, no matter what the leader is doing, he's going to transfer your weight to your right foot. And then he's going to lead you in a grapevine on his left side. That has no difficulty. But I am going to start again, try to move from using my core. The leader is right in front of me. Okay? After that, he's going to keep walking. Let's move a little bit. 1, 2, the rebound. Then you're going to feel the leader moving on the other side. What does that mean? When the leader moves to this side, he's inviting me to use that space he just created. Okay? So instead of freaking out and using that space immediately, it's like, I want you to think this way. Ah, so that's what you want. And take your time there. You don't want to jump immediately to that. It's not a trap. It's like the leader is moving. It's like, see, he's going here, but then he does this, and he's doing this. Don't immediately jump. Walk like a noble person. So see how I'm going to be noble. I was walking. I'm going to do that a little bit from here. These are the rebounds, right? I'm going to move a little bit so you can see perfectly what I'm doing with my legs. The moment I know that the leader is going to send me right there in front of me, his whole leg is in front of you. So if you pivot a little bit more towards your right side, you're going to create a lot of space for that leg that is coming. So the first thing that I have to think, it's a pivot with my right foot. I'm going to create that pivot myself because the leader is not going to lead me that much. But I'm not going to move too much because if I do so, I'm going to disengage the embrace. So here, as I'm switching, I want you to look at my knees. My knees here are completely elongated. But the moment I know that the leader is going to take me to go forward, I am going to see how I arrive, and I'm going down, I'm bending the knee, and I'm going to lift my heel. So look, everything at the same time. I'm here. See how I am switching my weight to the ball of my foot, and then I disconnect my heel off the ground so I am able to pivot. And that is allowing me to move my core. And once again, like we did before, I'm dragging, I'm pulling with my core the leg, and the leg is never moving my joint in my hip. The joint of my hip is locked. If I don't lock my hip joint, look what is going to happen. My hip is open right now, but the moment I did it correctly. The moment I pivot, that leg completely lost its shape. So, essential, move from the core and move so nicely that you're pulling your whole lower body. Actually, this is a wonderful exercise that you can do at home. So, to practice a little bit that feeling of how it is to move everything just using the muscles in your core, okay? But we go back to that part of the exercise. So you were here, engage. The moment that you feel that the leader is moving, is opening the space, you go. Now, the leg of the leader is right in front of you. Go in slow motion. Lift, collect your feet. I'm going to move a little bit. See, I'm lifting my core in order to collect my feet. But they're not collected yet, so I need a little bit of lifting my hip to keep collecting. When they are collected, I'm going to lift my knee, lift my leg, lift my hip, and then go down. His foot is probably around here. I elongate and I can still play. Now, after this, the leader is over here. I'm not going to walk towards him. That is going to kind of like kill his ability to move. If I create a space for my legs, for my feet, he's going to be able to keep moving. So look, if I am here, let's say I did this, I go here, look where the leader is here. I'm going to walk in front of my other foot. You might think, oh, that's too far, Renee, I'm going to fall. But the thing is that the moment that you pivot, you're going to allow the other leg to make a swing. It feels scary because the leader is in this position. And in order to keep dancing, he needs to switch his weight to that foot. So, and you're walking over there, so he's going to end up being in front of you. Don't feel afraid that, oh my God, I have to. If you walk here, what happens is, oh, look how far you end up from the leader. If you walk there, okay? I know that this part is very difficult because I'm asking you to imagine where the leader is and what you have to do with the leader, but don't try to focus in that part. Try to focus in your movements. How to connect your core. Okay? After that part comes a very interesting part. Let's see, we're going in that direction. So here the leader invites. I'm doing it just on this side because this is where we started doing the thing. After this, the leader is going to do that switch of direction. You're walking and then he's going to lift. So you're lifting your whole body. That means that your feet have to be collected. And then he's going to make a teeny tiny side step. And then he goes here. Most likely, if somebody is dancing with this song, I'm not just going to make her do once if I'm a good leader. I'm going to make her dance there, see? So it's very important for you to realize how you have to be upwards and then low. Upwards and creating, in this part, if you look at my feet, I'm creating enough room for me to do this interesting, very angular square. Okay? And after that, what we have is grapevine. Forward, side, back, and here we're turning again. If you develop this ability to make your core dance rather than your feet, you're going to, all this information that I have given you all this time is going to make a lot more sense. You're going to discover that in order to apply this little part, not only that your core is working, but all the muscles in your legs are engaged. Your glutes are working very hard because they are holding your weight. Your hamstrings are working really hard. We have not yet done embellishments that require you to lift your legs. That is when you're going to feel your hamstrings. I'm not going to do that today because that's a complete different chapter. But again, in order to do a really good kick, you're engaging your glutes, your hamstrings, your calves, and your ankle. That's when you do a kick. But even here, when you're not doing a kick, you're engaging all the muscles in the back of your leg. You're actually using your triceps, your adductors, and your abductors too. But it's not just. The reason why I'm telling you and I'm giving you this information is that you feel how those muscles are working. Not so much that you have to do something with them. Feel them. Even when you're in your posture, if you're a little bit towards your heels, all your weight is going to be held by your back muscles. Don't allow that to happen. Press with the muscles. Like if you want to pull forward, your hip is not going down. Your hips are a little bit on the other side. That is making your spine a little bit more flat. Hold your glutes tight. Bring your weight forward so your quadriceps are holding your weight. And try to keep those muscles engaged all the time that you're walking. If you practice this for an hour, you're going to realize how interesting it is to use the muscles in our legs, okay? So, now, you know what you have to do. I'm going to show you just once in a very, very slow motion what the exercise look like when the leader is leading. Once again, so you have an idea, the fancy shoe is the right leg, the regular shoe is the left. So, in the first part, we just walk to the crossing. We'll listen to the music though. Here, the first opportunity to do here, I'm going to feel the acceleration. Like in the case of the leader, as in the same situation that I asked the leaders not to just stay with one image of the movement, I try to do a few different things here just to make you feel where it's what, okay? I changed. Probably I told you you have to do one or expect here 1, 2, 3, but I did more. And that's what I am expecting also you to do. The leader might be changing what I am asking them to do a little bit, not everything. I mean, I'm not asking the leader to lead in an incorrect way. The leader is going to be consistent, solid, but the parts that you can change are the parts where you require elongation. When you know that the leader is waiting there for you, that means when the leader is in this position or this position, remember when we practice the sandwich, the very simple sandwich, we realize that the leader cannot go anywhere. He is waiting for you to do something. So if you move there, kind of like caressing the leader, it's kind of like you're asking, can you please wait for me? I'm going to be doing something interesting. And that's the way that we, we would like to speak with our body language. We don't just say, wait for me. That is kind of like, like, okay. That would be our normal reaction. But if I say, please, hold it, I'm having fun. Here too, because the music of, the voice of the guy is like asking, even when you're dancing by yourself at home, enjoy the music. Enjoy connecting your music. Connecting your movements with the music. In the same way that I ask the leaders to practice with the pillow, do that. Kind of like, once again, this pillow is a little bit small, but if you find a large pillow, make sure that you're kind of like not thinking, you're not even looking at your body, you're feeling what your body is doing. Try to move your body only from your core. Now, that was a little bit basic. If you can lift your heels off the ground, you can do this exercise barefoot or with flat shoes, so it feels a little bit more interesting, because with high heels your calves are already engaged, so it's a little bit hard to lift more. So, but it's nice if you do it lifting your heels. And also, it's going to practice a lot your balance. Whatever you're doing, I know that not everybody has perfect ankles, not everybody has perfect toes. There is a way though that we can find your limit. If you cannot lift your heel all the way up, try to engage at least the muscles in the sole of your foot, so you feel what is the right way to do it, rather than not using the muscles. If you at least you use a little bit of that part of the muscles. I'm giving you a very simple example. The same with, like, when I'm here in just this exercise that we were doing, feel how you're engaging the muscles of your quadriceps first. See, here I'm just testing my quadriceps, but what happens when I lift my heel? I'm engaging my calves and the muscles in the front of my leg, and that is going to give you a completely different feeling of the exercise. The more that you practice, you're going to end up, like I said with the leaders, like I said to the leaders, you're going to end up engaging more muscles in your body, and you're going to enjoy it a lot better moving from there rather than moving with your feet first. Okay? The moment that you move with your first, the moment that you move your body using your feet first, it's when you end up moving as a whole. Like, I don't have any joints. The idea is to move from the core and move the legs, your feet, as if they are being dragged. They have no control. They are going as a consequence of you going to places. They are always arriving late. Okay? Well, that would be it for today. I know it's probably your brain cells are a little bit burning right now, but it's something that it's doable. All we have to do is practice. That's the simple thing. Thank you so very much for watching this video. If you like the video, share with your friends. The more that we are, the happier I'm going to feel. And don't forget that we have a new episode in our podcast. It's a very interesting adventure that we're doing, because we are inviting Horacio Ferrer, who was a very, more than anything, he wrote a lot of books about tango, and he gave a lot of information for the people like you and I that are so very curious about that we want to learn so much about tango. And he was probably the only one back in the golden age that was documenting everything, and he wrote wonderful books. So we talk about him in our podcast, and of course we're going to have much more to talk, more music to share, more adventures, more everything when we see each other in our virtual milonga, so don't miss it. The podcast comes out every Saturday at 6 o'clock. Our lessons premiere every Sunday at 6 o'clock as well, and our milonga happens every Sunday at 7:30. So thank you so very much. Don't forget to find ways how to support these lessons, this podcast, these milongas. Log on Facebook, and please make a donation. Thank you so very much, and I will see you in a little bit. Till then.